All right. Thank you everyone for joining us for our September 2023 Lunch and Learn. I'm not sure if we've been doing these for a full year yet, but today we are going to feature our house, a recovery home managed and owned by Hopewell Health Centers. Before we begin though, I want to go over some quick disclaimers. As a reminder, this meeting is for informational purposes only, and this is not a meeting where board members are to weigh in and discuss the merits of a provider or discuss issues with different behavioral health providers. And then I will go ahead and stop sharing and pass it over to Tim to talk to you all about our house.
Okay. My name is Timothy Doherty. I'm the house manager here at our house. I guess my main job would be to manage and monitor the house on a daily basis. And we opened the house in June of 2015. And I became an assistant house manager for about a year. And then, if that long, and then I took over the manager's position. It's been a little bit of a struggle from the beginning, trying to get staff night shift mainly, but we are fully staffed now. I can explain to some of the things that we do here at our house is like one of my main jobs would be like marketing, sending out material to a resident that is interested in our house. And then when I receive it back, it gets sent to my supervisor and the property manager, which is the house. Excuse me for a minute. The house is owned by Hocking-Vinton Housing and staffed by Hopewell Health Center. So we're kind of married together on it, and it works out pretty good because we have two sets of backing going behind us. So the application will get sent to Hocking Metropolitan Housing for a background check. And if that gets approved, then the application process would go to my supervisor, Heather, and she would review their assessment that they get done at Hopewell to see if they'd be a good fit in our house. We're not set up for severe dual diagnosis here. We've had it before, and it just disrupts the whole house. So we're kind of tightened up on that over the years. The residents do pay fees here. If they come in unemployed, they get 2 weeks free. And then they start out at $25 a week for the next 2 weeks. So it goes up to $50 a week for a month after that. $75 for 8 weeks, and then $100. It maxes out at $100. There's a $15 fee added each month for cleaning supplies and paper supplies, which Hocking Metropolitan Housing supplies. So those fees are collected each Friday, and then I am responsible for taking them to Hocking Metropolitan Housing. Getting them over there, getting a receipt, bringing it back, give the guys copies. We keep electronic copies and also a paper chart in case there's any kind of confusion in that. We do 2 surveys with each resident. We do a high recovery housing survey. And then we do the GIPRA with GIPRA assessment. Other things, let's say that we help them with, we help them, a lot of guys will come in with nothing. So we try to get them employed first, which is sometimes we'll link them to Job and Family Services or get them in the resource room to see who is actively hiring in the Logan, and assist them if they need with filling out the application, getting them back to turn it in and making sure they follow up on. We help them with food assistance, pantries up here we take them to. HapCap helps us out. And then if they don't have a food card, we help with the phone interview to get that process started. We do self-assist meds here with everybody that takes meds. Set them up for a week, and they keep those in their rooms. Each resident has their own room. They're pretty good sized rooms. They have a lock, the key to the door, so they can keep the meds in there, and we keep the other meds behind two lock keys in our closet. We help with transportation, like I said, taking them to JFC, JFS, any kind of appointments. We try to eventually get them to be self-assistant in that and hook them up with a boy or a Logan Transit and help them out too. It's a pretty good process to get in our house. Say they got everything is approved, then I have to get the property manager, the resident, and myself coordinated on the same day, same time to be here at our house. So for example, like the last resident that I moved in, it took me almost 2 weeks to get that accomplished. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And then once we get that done, property manager will have them sign their 6-month lease and go over the lease with them. Then I come in and do an orientation with them and go over the handbook. We have and go over the rules of the house so they understand curfew, et cetera, all that stuff. And then we have a move-in checklist, which, it consists of like, we have a bed bug procedure here where the hose has to go through the dryer for 30 minutes. Give them a tour of the house, demographics, all the meds that they're on, et cetera. And we keep that in their paper chart here at our house. Then they're issued room key to their room, their drug screen, and we do random and regular drug screen here if we see a change of behavior. And we can do it anytime. We can do like weekly room checks. My supervisor is big on checklists, so we have a lot of checklists. We have a daily checklist, and then we have the move-in checklist, which is good because it reminds us of everything we need to do. We can take the guys to appointments, help them keep track of if their appointments, give them calendars, hang on their door, reminders, etc. Um, I don't know. Yeah, we finally got fully staffed here at our house, and we have two night shift people. I work a 9 to 5 shift, and we have one girl that works 9 to 5 days on weekends. Um, we are currently going to get. We had all the carpet removed from the house. Um, if I get out of line, just let me know. I'm not a public speaker or kind of an invert, so this is all kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone, but I know I can do it. Um, just to tell you a little bit about the house and where we're at, it had white carpet in it, and after 10 years of having 5 guys in and out, the stains wouldn't come out of the carpet, so we had the carpet removed. It took us a year to get the funding to get. They're all hardwood floors now, so we're going to get them sanded, stained, and then polyurethane. So it's going to be like a 2 week process. But that's going to be done on the 23rd of next month. It'll take 2 weeks. They'll do the top floor and then they'll do the bottom. So, and Hocking Metropolitan Housing has, they do all the maintenance for us, and they're pretty good about, I do a lot of it myself if it's just tiny things that, I'll have to buy anything and I can just repair it. I try to take care of that. We do have a full house right now. It stays pretty full most of the time. All the guys are asked to be in treatment at Hopewell, or at least be open in Hopewell, where we can work with them right out of the house. We do, we can do case management with them. That's pretty much of all the things I did just a little bit ago. And then all of us that do work here have our CDCA, so we can help them that way if we need to also. Well, I ask each resident to meet with me at least on a weekly basis to see where they're at, what their needs are, if they need anything. We have a house meeting once a week with them, and that's mainly for them to, if they have any issues with anybody else in the house, they can bring it out in that meeting, discuss it and try to problem solve on their own is what we ask. We have had fights in the house. There's certain things that they do get kicked out for asked to leave immediately, and things like that. They have to watch their, as long as they watch what they do. It's a pretty easy place for them to stay. It's just common sense, mainly. I know there's probably things that I am not talking about, but we're responsible for checking the funds every day. Check that we keep notes on each shift of what every resident does, and the next person that comes in behind, say me, has to review the notes, and therefore, we check the doors, we check for cleanliness, because the residents are responsible for the cleaning, mowing the grass. When we have a chore list, we'll assign each resident like 2 chores each week. And they have to check off on it. Then staff will go and check that, see it got done. And then that day would be good. If they forget to do it, we try to remind them for a couple times, and then sometimes we have to write. We've had to go to like writing violations. It happens quite a bit. I don't know. The residents are responsible for having their own food, say clean it up. As long as they clean up after themselves, the house stays pretty clean. So, and then we have laundry in the basement. We have two kitchens, one full kitchen downstairs and like a half kitchen upstairs with refrigerator. It has a little oven with microwave, refrigerator. So they each can, they're pretty good about not eating other residents' food. And if that case does come up, we ask if they just write their name on that food, so that problem gets solved. So I can send you guys material like the participant handbook. I know a lot of the recovery houses are the same, as in like that kind of stuff. If you would like, they do have a curfew. Sunday through Thursday is 11 p.m. Friday, Saturday, they can stay out till 12. If they work a night shift, as long as we get documentation where they're at, that's fine. We let them, as long as they can give us documentation, we're okay with that. And there is the house rules. I don't know if I should even get into any of that. You have to be by a personal code of conduct. There's prohibited activities such as making pornographic material, no violence, verbal aggression, accepting or borrowing money, no acts of intimidation. They're allowed to have visitors. They have to be approved through Hocking Metropolitan Housing, and then they have to stay in the common area of the house. That once a resident moves in, they are allowed to have overnight passes, but they have to be here 2 weeks before they can get one. And they have to turn that pass to the form in 48 hours ahead of time. It's all set up for a person in recovery, planning, structure. We ask them to work to resolve the conflicts, and if they can't, then come to staff to let us get involved in. Although obviously no threatening, bullying, engaging in illegal activities. We've had the CBD come in, and we had to put that in there where there's more of that in the house. It's like yesterday, for example, a guy came to me, one of the residents came to me, he said, "Tim, can you come and look at this?" I said, "Yeah, give me a second." So I went up in his room. This is after the carpet got tore out. In his closet, somebody had got a board in the floor and put like a little finger hole in it. You could have to put stuff down in there. Which we do room inspections, and no one has ever noticed it. It just looked like a hole in the floor. Well, I put my gloves on and got that board out there, and there was 3 bottles of Smirnoff, 1 bottle of the Fireball, and some other kind of whiskey bottle. And there was also a card in there from probation, which had the date that they had their appointment. So it was like from 2021, that this happened. Somehow they got on it that long before we realized it. Because we knew that. And I'm not even sure if they made that cubby hole. Just here and there. They figured it out, stashed stuff in. Well, the participants have varying rights on their medication, like whatever, a little bit about we do self-assisted meds, set them up for a week and then keep their prescriptions in the file cabinet. We try to have cookouts every holiday. I hope we'll buy the main course, like the meat. We got a grill out back, and we asked each resident to make a side dish so we can have a lot of cookout and like our families. And just have play. We got cornhole games, horseshoe games, and Melissa, the doctor, works at Hopewell, owns this big lot right beside us, and she's willing to let us use a whole lot for an activity. So it's pretty nice that way. We do have a good neighbor policy. I've met all the surrounding neighbors, gave them my card with my number. If they see anything, out of the ordinary, they're welcome to call me. But we haven't really had any of that kind of stuff. I mean, there's been a couple arguments out back, but other than that, I get out into the community just to talk and see what they think. It's like after the first year I was here, I went to the sheriff's office. I said, I told them who I was and, what we did over there. They said, when we first tried to move into the neighborhood, everybody was bucking us. Like, they don't want people addicts, in recovery. But after I let it go for a year and started going around talking to people, they said, the sheriff's department was like, we can't believe how nice you keep that place. The outside, inside, no commotion, So people are breaking that stigma of people being in recovery. He definitely needed a place like this.
How many beds does our house have right now? And do you know what like your average length of stay is?
We have 5 beds. It used to be 4 beds, and then we opened. They wanted the manager to stay here, but I had my own house and was able to open that extra room and make it a 5-bed male with. It didn't change anything as far as code or insurance. So it's a 5-bed male house. They each have their own room, their own key. And the average stay, I would say, it's been getting longer and longer, 6 to 8 months, something like that, up to a year. We'll stay here. and it's not at price as far as going somewhere and renting an apartment, just what they're paying $415 a month max out. All their cable, everything else is paid. So that's all they have. They have to get their food, water, for personal items. So we've had, I mean, I think like the percentage of people recovering in our house has gotten better over the last couple of years. Um, it was opened up just for the drug court program here in Hocking County. It started out, they started them out paying $80 a month, just flat rate, or $80 a week, I'm sorry. So there wasn't enough of the guys in the drug court program to fill the house up. So we opened the house up to anybody. So ever since we've done that, we've been able to pretty much keep the house full, and with our screening process, we've had a lot better people being able to. I'm going to say 60 to 70%, something like that. You may be even a little bit higher nowadays. We get a good group of residents like we have right now, and they will work together like peer supporters, each other. One of them doesn't have a farm, needs a ride, give the dialogue. But there's quite a bit of employment here in Hocking County. I can go out with a guy and probably get him a job, within a week or so. So, and like starting out at like $18 an hour, and that's pretty good pay for in this Hocking Hills.